Interview. What is up, everyone? Mark here with another Prepared Pantry Presents, and today we're talking buffalo wings. Deep fried and tossed in a mixture of hot sauce and butter, you probably already knew the humble wing was invented in Buffalo, New York. Accounts vary greatly, but the generally accepted story is that back in 1964, they were thrown together as a sort of last-minute concoction by the proprietors of a bar needing a snack to serve at a late hour. Fast forward more than 55 years, though, and what I bet many of you didn't know is that some of the best wings in the country are available right here in Rhode Island. Coupling some delicious wings with a music and rock theme, Boneheads Wing Bar opened their first location in West Warwick, Rhode Island back in 2013. Just a few years later, they even opened a second location and live music venue in Fall River, Massachusetts. Both locations have been wildly successful, and I wasn't kidding when I said you'd find some of the best wings in the country here. I think Boneheads has probably won more wing competitions than most wing joints will ever even enter. Now, although they have an extensive menu including burgers and sandwiches, it's wings that are at the heart of everything they do. Boasting upwards of 75 different sauces and dry rubs at any given time, the constantly evolving menu includes a number of traditional options, as well as many unique signature flavors, such as my favorites, Breakfast at Tiffany's with a maple and candied bacon sauce, and Pump Up the Jam with a sweet peanut butter and jelly based sauce. So with National Chicken Wing Day coming up in just a couple of days on July 29th, I wanted to check in with my longtime friend Matt Corona, a chef and co-owner at Boneheads, to see how things have been going during the pandemic. Matthew, how's it going?
I'm fantastic, Mark. How are you?
Pretty good. I know we were talking a little bit earlier, but it's hard to believe we're already 4 months into this. That's a third of 2020 is already in the rear view. Given all the closures that have happened this year, how are things going with Boneheads?
I mean, it's not terrible. It's certainly not good, but it's not terrible. We are still closed for dine-in. We're only doing takeout and delivery. We started doing delivery at the beginning of the pandemic just to sustain. So, we're scraping by as long as we can and trying to hold off until we can actually reopen at a reasonable capacity down here in Rhode Island.
So, a lot of restaurants are staying closed, even if it's just temporary. Some of those, like I said, are becoming permanent. But they say things like that they just can't support takeout only or delivery. And I've heard a lot of people counter that with something like, quote unquote, why don't you guys just sign up for Grubhub? Which I think is kind of an oversimplification. What are some of the challenges there, and what's it been like, making that work for you?
As soon as we knew we were only going to be open with a capacity of takeout, we immediately brought in our in-house delivery service. Things like Grubhub and Uber Eats, I see how they work. But for us, putting our food in the hands of somebody else, there's a whole separate ordering process that you have to, work into your system. There's fees involved. There's, countless issues that have come up. And especially in the past couple of months with everybody trying to hop on to the third-party delivery train, it just didn't. It wasn't in the cards for us. We knew that we could do it in-house. We had done it before in our Fall River location, and we ran with it. And we were lucky enough to take to it fairly quickly. We have a great staff who knows the area, and we're pumping out as much delivery as possible.
You do what you can. Were you able to get any kind of assistance or any programs either from the city, for the town, the state, or federally?
We did apply for and get the PPP loan. That enabled us to basically maintain and retain staff. We gave everybody a bit of a bump in pay, just to show, number one, that we appreciated them working through everything. Number two, so they didn't just try and run off and collect unemployment. It's been tough, keeping employees and hiring new employees. We had to hire a whole delivery staff. We had to bring in some extra kitchen people, some extra dish people. We technically didn't lay anybody off. We had hours for everybody. Some people just chose not to work because it was, for either not wanting to put themselves at risk or just not wanting to work. So now that's all that's gone. So we're back to normal operation.
So what would be the ideal then? Like if more help does come, if the federal government comes out with any more programs, what's the sort of ideal situation? Like what would be the most helpful?
I mean, any kind of grant. Nobody in any small business, especially a restaurant, wants to take out a loan. You know, if it's something that's not forgivable or not just a straight up grant, then it's not worth it, because all we're going to do is put ourselves into debt. You know, we're already, you know, a lot of restaurants that I've talked to, they're just kind of putting themselves into a situation that they're just going to have to dig out, whether they're not paying a bill or deferring a bill.
Right.
You know, sooner or later it's going to catch up.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's nice that a lot of you know, a lot of companies and a lot of landlords are being forgiving on, you know, deferring payments, but it's deferring.
Right.
You know, it's nice to not have to pay it now, but if you have to pay it eventually and it compounds with what you owe every month upon month upon month,
right.
you know, that's a hole that's hard to dig out of, I think.
Right, and that's why we didn't go for, you know, there's the disaster loan, there's a couple of other economic impact loans, but they're all loans, and especially in a low margin business like restaurants, you know, loans just aren't a good idea.
So what about people that want to help the restaurants that they care about? You know, I've been saying all along in other videos that, you know, tipping generously, buying gift cards, you know, ordering often are kind of the key things that you can do. But is there anything else that people can do? I mean,
you hit the nail on the head. You know, those are great ways to keep us afloat. Any business, any small business. You know, the ordering is always the one that helps. Telling your friends, you know, the only way we can survive is if people continue to come here and purchase from us and spread the word.
Do you see this leading to kind of a move away from dine-in as a whole, and, you know, kind of a pickup in delivery business even after the pandemic?
I hope not. I mean, I do see how things are going to change. We are going to continue delivery just throughout the day, so from, you know, lunchtime to early dinner, so like 12 to 6, just so we can reach people who are at their jobs, can't come out for a lunch break, don't have the time. So, you know, we're definitely changing some things, but I certainly hope that people still want to come out and sit down, have some fun with their friends, watch some sports on TV, grab a beer at the bar, and just eat all the wings they can shove in their mouths.
All right, so change gears a bit. You know, I know Boneheads has won a number of awards in past competitions. Are there any that you're particularly proud of?
I mean, each one has its own little fun story. But, you know, the festival favorite, the first time we won festival favorite at the National Buffalo Wing Festival was probably the most exciting. We were only, I think, two years old at the time, 3 years old maybe. And it was our second time there. The first time we went, we just didn't know what to expect. The second time we went, we won the festival favorite. And that is the overall, out of, you know, 30, 40 restaurants from all across the country, different countries now even. We've won it twice since then as well. And it's just as satisfying each time. But that first time was probably we got something here, you know, to be recognized in Buffalo by upwards of 75,000 people as being the best that they've had, be it at the festival or in life in general, was very, very exciting. It was humbling, but it was very, you know, very exciting as well.
Decidedly a jury of your peers,
right?
Know, in Buffalo Wing fans.
And it's a big difference, you know, going from here, where, you know, people are coming in and saying, "Hey, these wings are really good," to going somewhere else and bringing them with you, and everybody there also saying, "Wow, these are really good," especially a place like Buffalo where they, you know, eat chicken wings for breakfast.
Literally. So we're just a couple of days away from National Chicken Wing Day on the 29th. I'm sure the pandemic has kind of curtailed events and competitions that were going to happen. Are there any that you know of, or that you're going to still plan on participating in this year?
Everything so far this year has either been canceled in past or upcoming has been canceled. They already canceled the National Buffalo Wing Festival this year. They are going to be doing a National Buffalo Wing Month in October, where they're trying to get wing restaurants across the country to participate, and donations go to the food bank. There's actually more information for that at chickenwing.com. But all anything that the wing fling up in Attleboro is canceled. The National Festival canceled. There was a couple. There's one in Chicago, canceled. All the ones around that would be fun have all been canceled. We've had some in-house promotions that we were going to run for our 7-year anniversary for Chicken Wing Day. That it's hard to run them because they involve, stuff in-house. Sitting down and bringing people with you and enjoying the festivities at the table. We may do something, going towards the end of the summer when the Wing Festival would have been, or in October when they have the Chicken Wing Month. But it's tough to tell. We don't know where we're going to be at that time. So.
All right, last question. What is your favorite wing flavor? And if you have to pick 2 or 3, feel free to pick 2 or 3.
That's tough. I got asked this question a lot, and it's basically, it boils down to the day of the week, the time of day it is, and what I had yesterday. So if it's a Friday night and it's around 11 o'clock, I want boneless and I want amber, which is the honey mustard with sweet buffalo glaze. If it's Tuesday afternoon and I just want some lunch, it's probably going to be the buffalo garlic, which is every breath you take. It really depends. There's so many different, especially here, there's so many different ones that are just one's better than the next. And my go-to though, if I'm in a pinch and I just need something quick, delicious, kind of spicy but not gonna kill me, I go for all flats, well done, hard to handle, which is our medium sauce. It's 100% delicious and satisfying every time for me.
Awesome. I think I agree with you. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite. It's just there are a bunch that everybody likes, and
that's why we have so many.
Every time you come in, you just try another couple. And...
Right, and if you find one that you like, you stick with it. If you're not too keen on one, we have 74 other ones you can try.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for taking a few minutes to sit down and talk to me.
Appreciate it.
I say this all the time, but it just can't be overstated. Right now, your favorite local restaurants need your support now more than ever. It's July of 2020, and even with some areas of the country opening back up, it's still an enormous challenge to run a business as complex as a restaurant. The best way for you to show your support is by ordering often, tipping generously, and purchasing gift cards, which provide an infusion of cash up front to help keep things going. I hope you'll join me in ordering some of the best wings around from Boneheads to celebrate National Chicken Wing Day this year, so I've included their information and links down in the video description. Now, if you've stayed with me this far, I hope you'll stick around just a little bit longer, because I did manage to sneak in a little bit of a bonus recipe at the end. First, I hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. I also want to thank my subscribers for being so supportive, as always. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, just click the red button down below or the watermark in the corner. And when you do, just don't forget to click the bell icon so you get a notification every time I have a new video out, and you'll never miss a thing. Currently, you'll find new videos here twice a week with full recipes on Friday and other videos like this one on a variety of food and cooking topics every Monday. All right, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's check out that recipe, shall we? All right, guys. I'm almost hesitant to call this a recipe because it's not so much a recipe as what I think is a fantastic use of leftovers. So what I have here is some leftover loaded tater tots from Boneheads. It's such a generous portion, you're bound to have some left over. And I've got some leftover boneless wings, and this is my favorite flavor, Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is a maple and candied bacon sauce. So what we're going to do is we're going to make waffles out of the leftover tater tots, and we're going to serve that with the chicken wings and a fried egg on top. Really easy to throw together. I've got the waffle iron heating here, heating up a pan for the egg, and let's just get started. So kind of a guesstimate as to how much will go in here. And I'm not really too worried about the cheese sticking or anything like that. I mean, this is just gonna kind of crisp up in here. And you don't necessarily have to have, you know, this loaded tots to make this recipe. You can make it just as easily with, you know, a bag of tater tots at home. One thing you just want to make sure of is that you're not trying to use them frozen in the waffle iron. These have been in the refrigerator overnight. You know, they're a little soggy because, you know, leftovers, but nothing wrong with them. Just don't want to have them be frozen all the way through because then they would never cook in here. All right, now while this goes for a few minutes, I'm going to fry up my egg and we'll be right back. Okay, these are probably not going to come out cleanly, but that's okay. So let's get our waffled taters. All right, let's go get our eggs. All right, over easy for me. And over hard for Joe. And then we're just going to top each one with a couple of pieces of chicken. And of course, spoon some of this candied bacon and maple sauce over the top of everything. Guys, this is how you do leftover wings and tater tots. I probably don't have to explain how delicious this is. All right, guys. See you in the next video.